It is so gorgeous. It is very historic, and it's definitely worth checking out. Let's go. Throw a backpack on, grab you a drink, maybe a sandwich, grab your camera. Come on, let's go. Got some things left on the trail. Left behind. Hopefully, none of this is left behind. All right, 1.5 miles. Let's go. No bicycles. Let's get on down here to the lighthouse. It's a 1.5 mile hike. Actually, it's a 1.5 mile walk. You can see behind me. It's just really a gravel road. And I would say wheelchair, and I would think probably even the little scooters, the handicapped scooters, are not really handicapped. Just the scooters that are helping people, older people, get by these days and get around. I bet those are legal on here. Don't worry about it if you can't walk 1.5 miles. If you got your little scooter, I bet they'll let you come down here. But check on that before you do, because I'm just guessing at that. This is about the pace I go at usually, about 2.5 miles to 3.5 miles an hour. So it's a pretty good little pace that I like to take when I walk down the trail. Here's another little tip. In case you're starting out hiking and backpacking, when you're hiking a trail, I guess like I said, this is a pretty good sized trail. This is almost like a Forest Service road, but let's just pretend it's a trail for a minute. When you're hiking a trail, every once in a while, just look back. Give yourself a pattern, a time pattern, to see if anybody is back there or not. Being out here in the wilderness, it's fairly safe. You don't hear about a lot of stuff happening. But every once in a while, things do happen that kind of creep you out a little bit. Just kind of look back. Don't have to do it all the time. You know, I usually, probably every 15 minutes or so, I may take a glance back and see if I notice anything different behind me or not. And let's say you did notice somebody, in about another 5 minutes or so, glance back. You can see, it's just like pulling out in traffic. You can see if they're closing in on you faster or if they're keeping the same pace you are. What I'll do if I notice there's somebody behind me and it looks like they're closing in pretty fast, I'll find a nice spot to pull over and just stop and let them go on by. I don't want anybody clipping at my heels when I'm hiking down a trail, and I'd rather just let them go on by, because I also don't want to outrace them. I don't want them to push me faster than I want to go. So there's just some tips on hiking and backpacking. You can see this is a pretty nice little walk back here to the lighthouse. So you not only get the exercise and you get the pretty scenery of the forest, but you always have Lake Superior right next to you talking to you the whole time. Pretty cool. Places like this, and if you can, get on out there early in the morning. Check this out. Nobody out here. Just a few people. I've seen 3 guys walk by. Now, being a trail detective the way I am, they were not North Country backpackers. And the reason I know is they had some backpacks on, but they were not real good backpacks, meaning not a lot of support on them. And I also noticed they were all carrying their sleeping bags, which were pretty good sized sleeping bags. So being a detective, a trail detective, what I'm thinking is they came back here, slept at the lighthouse last night, and are heading back to the campground. And I got some advice for Bill, who I met out on the beach yesterday morning. Bill, you got that fire in your eye when it comes to photography and travel. I can see it a million miles away. My suggestion is to you, get out there, start collecting all your films, get on YouTube, create yourself a channel, create yourself a name, get out there and start. You got to start somewhere, but you're a natural at it. I can tell. I guarantee you'll do well. So Bill from Green Bay, I hope the Packers won last night. And hey man, I hope you get out there and get that channel. And I appreciate meeting you. And I'll talk to you maybe another day sometime. Chippy. There she is. Well worth the little hike out here. There it is. Historic. I know there's a big community that like to come out and just, they go from lighthouse to lighthouse to lighthouse. So I'm sure this is a big destination for them right here. That's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, I gotta find me a spot to take this vest off. I'm getting a little bit warm. Man, looks like I'm the only one here. Pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see if you can see a difference. I'm now at the Sable Lighthouse, and I have switched over from my Nikon camera over to my Canon M50. So let's see if you can tell a difference. Boy. Tell you what, these buildings are built tough. They got to be built tough. They absolutely have to in order to withstand Lake Superior and all she can throw at her. So, okay, so let's take a walk around and see what we can see. Yeah, when I arrive at a place like this, and especially when there's nobody here, it's just like I go into a zone and the shutter starts flashing and starts going off, and just, man, there's just so much to see, so much history here. I know it's saved probably a lot of lives throughout the years. It's good that it's here. It's very good that it's here. It's quiet here. It's funny, I come off that trail, and as soon as I hit this sunshine, man, oh man, the temperature went up 20 degrees. I hope them dang sable flies don't come out in the next couple days. They might. Old timer told me one time what happens is, sable flies, when it gets cooler, they all go inland. But as soon as it gets warm like this, they all head right back out to the water again. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Put it on your bucket list. If you come to the Upper Peninsula and you make it all the way to Lake Superior, the south shore of Lake Superior, be sure and take the walk out here in Sable Lighthouse. It's legendary, part of history, part of America's history right here. Nice and quiet, but I noticed here, I've been here about an hour now, and there are people starting to pull up. Not a lot of people, but there are some movement around. So I think I've got everything I wanted to get. During season, they'll give tours where they'll actually take you through the houses, and I believe they'll actually take you up into the lighthouse. But right now, if you come in mid-October, everything's closed down. The ranger is getting ready to go on and move to his residence inland. Can't say I blame him. This would be a cold place to winter right here. But I can tell you what, Mr. Lawrence would do it in a heartbeat. Oh yeah. That would be pretty crazy to be up in that lighthouse and see these big storms come in. So I appreciate you coming to the channel. That's LAF Space Film Fest. That's capital LAF Space Film Fest. Hit that subscribe button, hammer it down, bam, 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 bam. Helps me to get out and film things like this to show you, to show America, to show the whole world the beauty of America. Yeah, a big shout out and a big thank you to all the park rangers. You guys do an excellent job patrolling everything, making sure everybody stays as safe as possible, and making sure nobody gets out here and vandalizes this great USA American history. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Well, that was pretty cool. The ranger that went by me earlier was moving some stuff out. Slowed down, he stopped. We had a little talk, and he was telling me out here the temperatures will reach 40 below zero out here, and that would almost be impossible for someone to try to stay out here for the winter. You could try to heat with gas, is what they have, gas, but he said, you know, come wintertime, this road is impassable. you couldn't get gas delivered out here, you're going to run out. So he goes to another park during the winter, and then he'll be back out here. He's been out here for about 8 months now. One thing about Michigan State Parks, they sure have some nice restrooms. There's another couple just walked by. The gentleman had a handgun on his side. Kind of walking like John Wayne. He's ready. I bet he's a fast draw. Bet he can draw that pistola fast. Of course, that's your right. I believe you can open carry here in Michigan. Now, you know what that spells right there? That spells F-U-N, fun. Somebody's on a pretty big backpacking trip. They got some nice equipment sitting there. That gives you a pretty good indication of how safe it really is here. You know, that group there, they're sitting out on the beach having some lunch. They left all their gear right here. You know, it's a lot of money sitting right there, but you know, they feel safe enough to leave it there and go on down to the beach. Somebody's not going to walk by and pick it up, and that's cool. That's a good sign. And I think it is pretty safe sitting there. I always like seeing all the adventure vehicles that are sitting out there. Man, look at this. Wow, he's got that worked out. Ford F-150. Pretty nice machine right there. Heck yeah. Got the van. Uh-oh, got an artist. Picture rocks. Pretty cool. And then we have the Montana is patiently waiting here for me. And not only has the white flies everywhere, but the spiders wanting to eat them, but they can't get through the windshield. Okay, so that was a pretty good trek, and I'm going to head back to camp. I'm going to make me some lunch. I think I'm going to cook me up some eggs, hot dogs, some toast. First time breaking out the cook stove since I've been here. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed that tour. Sable Lighthouse. Hello, whitefly. And you have a good day.